Welcome to Patient Profiles. In this video, we are going to discuss how to construct a transposed table. We use a transposed table for data that is captured in a long, skinny data set. Usually that is the lab data. So we've added our lab data set into our design, as you can see right here. And the next thing that we're going to do is click the New Row button and select a transposed table row. And then within the lab dataset, we are going to find the visit date and visit name variables and drag them over to their corresponding buttons. So there's the date, and the visit name goes on the visit type button. And as we go along, we're just going to make some changes to the column headers. So the next thing that we're going to do is add our values to the value button. If you're using Query Map, you want to be sure to use standardized units and the numeric values or variables when applicable or necessary. Usually this means you're going to separate chemistry and hematology results from the urinalysis results, which are generally in a text format. And the reason why we want to use the numeric format is just to get the most out of the features of the program. So we're going to use a standardized unit and drag that right here to value. And finally, we are going to find our lab test name variable. Here it is right here. And we're going to drag it to the test button. And we're going to make this a chemistry table. So we're going to select the chemistry test that we'd like to see. So alkaline phosphatase. And once again, we're just going to make some adjustments to the column headers. And we'll give our table a name. And we'll also give it a name down here. And we're going to just make a few changes to the colors here. And when we toggle over to report view, we can see when we scroll down our lab test. So we see each of our lab test names that we selected and their results. One additional feature that we can use is when we're in design view, we can click on the highlight rows button. First what we want to do is change our reference range variables for SI units to be numeric variables, the lower and the upper limit. And then we're going to click on our highlight rows button, and we want to highlight the values that are out of the normal range. So we're going to select the LB data set and then our result and select is less than the variable. And then we're going to choose the lower limit. And then we'll do the same for the upper limit. Is greater than the variable. Upper limit. And then we click enable, and we'd like those values to appear red with just a white background. We don't want them bolded. And when we click over to report view, we can see a few red values, and those are values that are out of the normal range. One additional thing we can do to provide a little bit more clarity is to add an annotation row below our transposed table, and it'll just include a note that says lab values listed in red are out of range. And then when we click over to Report View and scroll down to our table once again, we see our annotation row.